Okay, we've been chatting off camera, and now we are ready to bring that conversation to you. If you've ever been part of the PTA or volunteered as a class parent, you're going to relate to Laurie Gelman. Her 5 years of experience as a class parent inspired her debut novel, Class Mom, and now after that book's huge success, she's written a sequel called You've Been Volunteered. For more on it, Laurie Gelman is with us in studio. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So this book, I tore through it.
It's an easy read.
It's a great read. It's a great summer read, and it brought so much humor to my life as a parent because I'm entering into that world of kindergarten where there are other parents and there are classroom structures, and you're finding your way through it all. And you introduced us to this character, Jen Dixon.
Jen Dixon, yeah.
You write her so beautifully that I imagine you must relate to her.
A little bit. I mean, what everyone was like, are you Jen? And I'm like, I wish I was Jen. I wish I was that cool. But what we do have in common is I wrote very snarky emails to my class when I was class mom for 5 years, and she writes them as well. And what I wanted to do was I wanted people to, first of all, look forward to reading the email instead of looking at it from the class mom. It's like, oh, I'll skip that or whatever. I don't want to. So what I did was I pulled people in, and what I found was that everybody loved to write me back with like these funny, even class dads, like dads in the classroom would be like, I've never written to a class mom, but that was the funniest email I've ever had. I had to read, I had to, so it works. It gets people involved.
Do you have stories from other class parents or people who have been in the classroom who their stories, did they make it into the book as well?
Do you know, it's funny, I traveled around the country, and everybody, I mean, this is an equal opportunity, slap in the face, really, being the person that volunteers, because it's a thankless job. It really is. And every mom, wherever I went, would be like, oh, let me tell you what happened to me. And then they'd tell me this crazy story, and I'd be like, can I use that in the book? Because, I only have so many stories. And they were like, absolutely. So I used a couple of them in You've Been Volunteered.
I had a good laugh when I was reading it because I saw the title, and I'm like, oh, it should be You've Been Voluntold. And then that's a line you use in the book.
Everybody says that to me. Why didn't you call it You've Been? I was like, and there was a moment where we were like, should we? But it was, they thought it maybe too hip for the room, and I'd already used it in the book, so.
It works. The emails are so funny that Jen sends out. If you've ever just wanted to stick it to the man a little bit and be like, hey, how awesome are our kids? Not. That's what Jen does. So where did you find the inspiration for these emails and the courage to put those words in Jen's mouth?
What happened was I wrote those emails. Like, if you go back to the first book, the first email in the first book is verbatim what I sent to my kindergarten class.
No way.
And my husband would literally, because he's on the list of people who gets the email, he'd be like, you didn't send this, did you? And I was like, I absolutely did. And, so, I would write the emails, and it was all good until the 5th year when I wrote my usual, shot across the bow email to everybody, letting them know I'm in charge. Here's my birthday. Here's what we're going to do. And then there was one mom that had never had me as class mom and didn't appreciate the fact that I was. So she went straight to the PTA president and said, I don't like this woman, the way this woman talks to us, and I'm insisting that you fire her. So they fired me from being the class mom.
From a volunteer job.
From the volunteer job I didn't really want anyway in the 5th year. They had to beg me to come back. So that was really what made me, was like, oh yeah, you're firing me? I'm going to write a book about it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're going to put these experiences.
Yeah, exactly. I have too much to say.
I love so much in the book, too, because I haven't read the first one, and you can pick up the second one, and you can dive right in.
I'd love to hear that. I'd love to hear that.
And now I want to go back, and I want to learn about Jen's story, because she's an interesting mom. She's got 2 older kids, a younger son, and is navigating this world. When you were writing the book, because you're a parent, too, and you've got girls.
2 daughters, yeah.
And one of them is heading to university.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. So how helpful for you was writing the book? Because it must be cathartic.
It is, in a way. I mean, these girls are much older than my girls are right now, so it's sort of like what I'm thinking about in the future. It's always cathartic to write, to tell your stories, and to, sort of work it out on paper, because a lot goes on. I mean, we're women, right? So much goes on in our head, and we can talk ourselves out of just about anything, but if you just stick with it and force it down on paper, you can, get yourself forward on it.
I got to tell you, as a mom who's navigating the school scene for the first time, there was so much in your book that I was like, okay, I got to start taking notes for all of this. What advice do you have to parents who are navigating that classroom scene for the first time?
You know what? If you're going to be a class mom, make it fun. Make it fun for you and make it fun for everybody else. Like in her emails, she always says, get back to me about this. Response times will be noted. And then she literally says, so-and-so won. They got back to me within 30 seconds of me sending the email. Good for you. And I used to do that. Just make it fun for everybody so that they feel like, yay, I won. And so the next person wants to win. And, they get Starbucks gift cards at the end of the year if they, you know, if they win and stuff like that. So just make it fun.
Laurie, thanks so much for coming in. It's a great read, and I'm happy to meet you today.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, great to talk to you. You've Been Volunteered is available now. Check it out.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.